Hey everybody, Liam Clisham here for the next half of the oatmeal. Not much to go over now, so let's just go ahead and jump into the first student's work. First up, and actually the only student that got this done on time for the oatmeal is Brian. So let's go ahead and preview that. So Brian's done a great job. I only have two really overall notes and then a couple nitpicky things towards the end. So first is that he's done a great job keeping beat throughout. So when the shirts slide in, it always lands on a beat. And then when the necktie starts moving, it starts to either hit on a beat or swing on a beat. And that's really smart. That's great tying in audio to animation. And then the last part is that it starts to get a little bit long, and I'll point that out towards around like 10 or 11 seconds. It starts to just kind of have dead space. There's nothing really going on except for the music fading out. So this kind of could be cut shorter. Most logo animations are about like 4 seconds or so. I like how you've tied it in with the music though, as I've already stated. So let's kind of scroll through it and see. So right here, this comes in really nice. Nothing glaring, some nice offset animation to the side here with these circles. These are all nicely offset for the stripes. And then this comes in. So right there, great overshoot. So that little swing to the left when an animation comes in is called an overshoot. It's kind of like reverse anticipation. So when you see somebody throwing something, it's gonna kind of have an overshoot to it and their arm will kind of swing back and forth. That's like a tie landing. It would naturally have a little bit more momentum going forward, or inertia going forward. And we scroll forward and see that it lands. It could probably use another swing back just a little bit right there. So come in and just swing it just a little bit more to really show that it had inertia and movement to it. Keep scrolling forward, and then this comes in. I think you could probably start to have a little bit more dynamic movement for the shirt. So instead of it switching over right here when it lands, you could start having some of the stripes move through or adjust and just their hue and color values to match the tie that's coming in, because that's a little bit of dead space right here. So from 2 seconds to about 3 seconds when that hits, that's kind of just dead space animation. There's music going on, but there could be more going on too. And then continuing forward, same deal, hits and then changes colors. You could probably start changing the colors before that hit. When things come off the screen right about here, you could start showing the next tie already, so there isn't that dead space. You always want to kind of have a little bit of overlap with your animations. Keep scrolling through, and right here, this is where it starts to get fun, and I'll play it just so you can hear the beat. So it really matches up and kind of has a little flair with that. Sounds like kind of like a baritone sax, maybe trumpet. Sounds a little lower to me, a trumpet. Anyway, kind of getting convoluted again. So pause that so we can hear me. So right here, about 11 seconds, there's just nothing until the very end, and it's 17 seconds long. So that's 5-6 seconds with just nothing going on except for the music fading out. So let that play out, and then just nothing. And there's still stuff that you could catch onto with the music if you wanted to, or something that a lot of people do is, I wrote in there, ABC, always be moving, which is a joke if you listen to the Brogaff podcast. But so right about here, you could start having everything on the scene scaling up just to give a little bit of dynamic movement, and it's not boring for the viewer. And so what you would do is just select everything and start scaling it up from, say, 100% very slowly to even just like 105%. It doesn't need to be much. Just a very little bit goes a long way for that kind of movement. You can start maybe having some of Noel's neckties do a little bit more. So overall, you've done a really great job. You've kept it simple and it does exactly what it should do. It just needs a little bit more at the end, or it needs to be tightened up and closed up. All right, so that's it for students that have submitted. So I'm going to close it out right here and not go into a full screen thing. Again, if you guys have any questions about anything, shoot me an email, liam@schoolofmotion.com, tag me on a post on Facebook, or that little support button. If you send me a message on Facebook Messenger, if we happen to already be friends, I am notoriously bad at responding or walking away from a conversation, so that's not really reliable. Just a little warning. But any of the other three, I keep notifications on. Messenger, I don't keep notifications on. I don't have it on my phone and all that. So, hope everyone has a great catch-up week. Take some deep breaths, go take a nap, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. Thanks.